It's been a while since the last footage you would have seen, some stuff's been happening, but all that fades into oblivion as we are anxiously watching the water rise.
Ah, like we're floating. Feet are dry. See you later.
We're Mel and Paul, just a couple of South Africans living in the UK. The events of 2020 led us to buying and living on board a 57-foot narrowboat. While adapting to our new home, we've cruised parts of the UK's canals and given her an interior makeover. You're finding us now moored up in a marina for the winter and learning each day what it really takes to live in a small floating space. Subscribe and join us, and let's see where this new venture goes. What you just saw there was us just taking apart the dinette. We needed to get some of Paul's documents. That was good that we did that, because when we pulled the cushions away, we could feel right in the corner there was a little bit of damp there, and we've got that sort of spongy stuff that you put underneath your mattress and things to keep it all dry and to allow the air to circulate. We've got that under our dinette, but we had it on the bottom, so we've actually just moved it now to the wall, and we'll see how that goes, because the bottom was completely dry, but it seems that just behind that back cushion is where it's getting wet. And I think that's a good little tip, is that keep stuff in your dinette that you're actually going to need, because then it forces you to actually get in there and look what's going on behind the cushions in your storage. So good stuff. Bad stuff is that you can see behind me there are no curtains on this window, and that is because we have another leak. We've had 100% chance of rain forecast. Currently it is snowing, but all of yesterday, all of last night, and all of this morning it has been raining, and we have been catching droplets. So this is the current situation, and we've just got some towels there and stuff, and Paul has taken off the edging here and pulled it away, and yeah, we're just dealing with the situation until it is dry enough to actually do something. I don't know if you can see, our lovely double glazing is going to have to come off, but it's a bit misted up because of the leak. But yeah, it is snowing out there. It's a bit of a dreaded thing when you hear that first drop. I was sitting up late last night, Paul had gone to bed, and yeah, you just hear the first drop and you think, oh, it can't be, it's definitely not a leak. And then you hear another one, and then you start searching, and yeah, it's a slow leak, so it's not like there's water gushing in or anything. We can definitely control it, and Paul managed to fix the other window, which has remained completely dry since he sealed that one up, so it's not an issue that's unfixable. We definitely can handle it. It's just a hassle more than anything else, especially when you've painted a boat. But yeah, we're getting quite used to this now. It's like you get a few days break and then something pops up, especially in the winter season when there's a lot of rain and it's quite wet. So I just put a bowl underneath the leak, went to bed. Paul gets up in the morning to tend to the fire, and when he got up, he sort of had a look at it and took it all apart. He did, however, come up with a very good plan, and something that we need to put on our to-do list, in that we need to get some waterproof fabric and sort of think about some weights, whether they'd be attached or something that would just put on top of it. So when this situation arises and it's continuous wet weather for a long length of time, we can actually secure it to the outside and pin that whole thing down, and then keep the water out from the outside before it even gets in. So that is something we definitely need to get on top of. I'm going to show you the back cover that we made, which you saw me cutting out in a previous clip. So that was a success, but now, yes, going to add this new project to our list, because it will come in very, very handy when the windows start leaking. this is the cover that we installed to stop the draft and mostly the air that comes in from this little sliding door here. And we've just stuck the Velcro down here with, I think it's aeroplane tape. It's like tape that they use to stick airplane carpets down that Paul had in his handy little box of drinks. And then yeah, I just sewed up this cover, made these little tabs so we can roll it up every day. It's very dark inside, so I don't know if you can see, but essentially all of this is just velcroed on, velcroed all around the front there. It's really doing wonders. Like, it is keeping the bedroom so much warmer than before. That reminds me to, while I'm standing outside, just quickly close those doors. Always just got to keep the heat in. Yeah, the bedroom was quite chilly, and there's nothing worse than going to bed at night and feeling cold, regardless of how many fans or whatever you put on your coal burner at the end. It wasn't drawing the heat. We were finding that before we hopped into bed, we were definitely just hitting that switch for the diesel heater to kick in and get the radiators going. But yeah, for the last few nights since we've had this up, well, it's been 2 nights, but since we've had it up, we haven't needed to do that, which is amazing. And yeah, it's working a treat. The only thing I will say is that Paul's going to put maybe a nail, I think he said a nail, on either corner, on either side, just where it rolls up to the top there, just to secure it. We're not sure how well that tape is going to hold, but yeah, it's what we had, so that's what we used. But it definitely does wonders. I'll show you what it looks like from the inside. It's pretty dark in here, so it's not really coming out on camera, but essentially once you let those tabs, I've got the doors open so you can see the light shining through. This is just some like waterproof kind of fabric that I picked up at just a general fabric shop that was back down in Exeter, and yeah, it works a treat. It just rolls down and it does cover the door vents, but this part at the bottom is not velcroed, it's loose, so we can still get airflow there. And yeah, we're not sort of like shutting it out completely, but the main thing is that the roof is sealed, and yeah, it was a really good fit and really easy to make. So some things do work on this boat, and those little quick and easy things, yeah, you feel quite clever once you've got them done, so that's good. So this is a glorious attempt at some Portuguese custard tarts, which are normally really delicious and lovely, and we've been craving them. I overfilled the pastry cups, and so yes, not the greatest. I think they would have been grand though if I just, yeah, it was a very basic recipe, and I was actually thinking to myself when I was doing it, I was like, this seems too easy. And there was very vague instructions on how to roll the pastry. Obviously I use shop-bought puff pastry because I'm not crazy and I like things to be easy. And yeah, I was thinking when I was filling them if I was filling them too much, but I thought I'd left enough room, but obviously I didn't. This is actually Paul's third custard tart. I asked him to eat one so we could get a verdict on camera.
It's good. Few more minutes and I think.
And way less custard. Hello guys, fun and games today. It's been a while since the last footage you would have seen, since stuff's been happening, but all that fades into oblivion as we are anxiously watching the water rise and predicting the Marina to flood. Adjustments have been made. We've tied our front line to the back of our neighbour's boat there. Do not actually ask me why. Paul did explain, but I'm sure he'll tell you in a minute why that is like that. But we just popped out to the post office. I needed to mail off a package. And yeah, as we were leaving, we saw the Marina staff along the jetty, and we asked, you know, do you think by the time we come back, will we still be able to get back? And they were like, yeah, in the next hour, you may not be able to walk back to the boat. So we were literally like 15 minutes, darted down the road, came back. Neither of us have wellies. Our neighbour has kindly donated a pair of wellies to Paul. So I guess one pair is enough, because if I need to get off the boat, I can always be piggybacked, I guess. Luckily we went to the supermarket last night, so we are stocked up. I'll quickly give you a view of what it's looking like outside. So just before I head out to show you the water level, the fronts are tied on because we've actually taken our centre line off the end of the jetty that runs along the side of ours and our neighbour's boat. So we're tied to him, and then we are not tied on with centre lines, but tied on at the back.
Yeah, we sandwiched between the jetty sandwiched between us. So as we go up, it's just going to go up. Should be brilliant. Ah, like we're floating.
So normally if you're getting off the boat, it is a step up onto the jetty or a step down onto the boat, and as you can see here now, I'm going to step down onto the jetty. So new and interesting times. A little bit nerve-wracking because obviously, I mean, boating is new to us, never mind the marina being flooded. And even as I'm standing here, like the last time I was outside, it was lower. So the fields, Paul actually went for a walk this morning. He didn't take the camera because he went out in a rush with the neighbour, but the fields surrounding the canal are not fields any longer. They're completely waterlogged, and yeah, people out and about looking at the spectacle. So it's happened here before, and we are surrounded by people who know what's up, so we are sure to be fine. But yes, keep you informed. So I'm just standing at the edge next to the end of the jetty that's next to our boat here, and yeah. It's almost under. Got in from a quick walk around the front, and I took some footage on my cell phone, which I'll pop in here. So our jetty is still above water. We can still walk with dry feet, although I'd say we've got about 5 to 10 centimeters to go. But some of the other jetties around the front are already submerged underwater, and it looks really strange because all the boats are actually sitting so high. When people stand on their boats, it just is, yeah, very weird to see everything sitting so high, and stepping on and off the boat is crazy, like it's so high. But yeah, so interesting to watch the progress. It's definitely rising slowly. It doesn't feel like it's gushing in or anything to worry about, and who knows, we might have just hit the maximum level that it's going to reach. But yeah, as I said, we will check in the morning and see whether it's gone up or down and where we're sitting. That was just Paul. He's got to go drop off some things at a company that he just did a few days temp work with. So he is forced to take the walk out on the jetty. As I said yesterday, we only have the one pair of wellies that our neighbour lent us. And so short of him giving me a piggyback, I was not going with if you need me, I shall be on the boat until further notice. Just as I walk through the bedroom as well, to carry on chatting, thank you so much guys for all your comments about the bedding. So we still don't have like deluxe bedding or anything, but turns out all I was doing wrong was not folding this in half and turning the bedding to make it sideways like a day bed. It's still not amazing, but it's definitely much better. So thumbs up to you guys who gave me that simple advice. Since last night, as you can see, the water has risen and they say it's going to keep rising until Sunday. So we've got a ways to go. Today is Friday. So yeah, we're prepared. So we luckily did a supermarket shop the day before and we filled up with water. The internet, the new internet that we have is down because I think the main box is underwater. But we've just switched over to our SIM cards and stuff, so it's not as fast, but we've got connectivity. And yeah, it is a stunner of a winter's day today. I love days like this. There's a chill in the air, but it's definitely warm when the sun shines. We kind of knew the jetty was completely underwater at about sort of 4 a.m. this morning when we were woken up by the sound of sloshing wellies wading through the water, and that was, I assume, the flood marshals and that, and they've been pretty visible and around the marina the whole time. So it seems that everything is totally under control, and I think this happens like every year anyway. So for us it's something new, but definitely also something that people have loads of experience in. And I think when you're on a boat, it's like an experience to be concerned about, and obviously you need to make preparations, but let's be honest, if you're home on land and there's flooding around you, I think you just have 100 million times more concerns than what we should have right now. So it's just interesting, I guess, and for me an excuse to not go anywhere, not do anything, and yeah, just get stuck into enjoying the weekend on the boat. Here's the man of the boat house.
Our locker at the end got flooded.
Bringing you bad news. Just when we thought we were untouchable, the footage you would have seen earlier was Paul cleaning out some tools that he had left in there. They are now sitting here drying by the fire.
My toolbox got submerged, so I don't know, there's a vacuum cleaner that's in there, but the motor's on top of it, so that's half submerged. Some other odds and sods, so I don't know. You have to take gumboots to go there.
There you go. We made another mistake, I guess. But to be fair, when Paul packed out that storage box, so they are just storage boxes, every resident of the marina that actually lives on their boat gets one. And they're lovely things to have because you can put bits in there that you aren't using on a daily basis, or more outdoor things that, yeah. Anyway, they are weatherproof, but obviously not flood proof, and ours was just in a spot where the water had come up. And yeah, unfortunately Paul did have some important tools in there, so yeah, he's cleaned them out and dried them off, and as I said, they're drying there by the fire. When the box gets repacked, we will keep in mind that it could possibly flood and think twice about what we're putting in there. So the chugging here behind me that you can hear is the bread machine. We are running off-grid today with the main power disconnected. We are utilizing the solar, which is charging our batteries, and I guess to be completely kind of off-grid, I would be kneading the bread with my hands, but I like the convenience of this machine, and to keep its place on my kitchen counter, it needs to be used. So we're going to use that, make some rolls and some warm soup. I was just about to actually step outside to show you the water level, that it's gone down, and it seems that the whole flooding of the marina has subsided. But now, as I was about to step outside, I was putting on my beanie. Paul was like, look outside, and at the exact time it started snowing. So now we have this. It's so strange, like you just never know what to expect, I guess. And like I say, like we are totally not used to this kind of weather, so we've had a lot of firsts. But yeah, even now that like second, third waves of snow are coming, it's still quite exciting, and we're just like sitting on this tiny little home of ours and watching the world change around us. So yesterday's flood is today's snow, eh?
Yep. This is big brother. Big wife.
I feel like it's been a while since we got a shot of you
In my family's place.
doing what you do best.
I was going to do the windows, but it's snowing.
Well, at the mercy of the weather.
No, I didn't say it was going to snow today.
It did.
Did it?
Yeah. Well, just on the Apple, the weather on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Bummer.
Stop it.
I've just been out in the snow, warming up on Paul's feet. I'm going to sign this one out here, folks. I think that is more than enough weather changes and excitement for one video. We were actually supposed to get, on the dry day, which was yesterday, get some maintenance done. So the leak in the front window needs to be repaired, and we discovered a new one in the bedroom cupboard, and we have to do some sort of figuring out as to where that one's coming from. But obviously we just did not expect the flood, and then obviously our box being flooded as well, so everything had to be removed and dried and sorted through. So yeah, we are at the mercy of the weather, and we are learning that. And I think day by day we are just becoming more and more relaxed. When problems arise, you just got to take it in your stride, because they're going to be there always, and as soon as you fix one thing, there is another one coming right behind it. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you for your comments. We totally appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It is the absolute best way to support us and our little growing channel. We totally appreciate it. We love hearing from you every week. Give it a thumbs up as well. Those likes go a long way. Share it if you know anyone else that would love to watch this kind of content. And until next time, see you then. What's up, Monroe?
Relaxing. What's up with you? Nice and warm. This is my spot.
I feel like we need your This is true. This is actually our favourite spot on the boat because it's right next to the fire.
Beautiful.
You get super toasty there.
Yeah. You only get one leg warm. Other one keeps you cool.
Can't really turn around either.
Yeah.
Does the job.
Yeah. I don't know, someone cut my hair, so I might look a bit different.
Looks good from the front. I won't show you my grading skills from the side.
And if I was a lawnmower, or my wife in the kitchen with the shears.
Boaters don't own lawnmowers. Although I lie, we've seen some boats with lawnmowers on.